Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it seems, and the key word is seems, that the Russians will fail in achieving or accomplishing the second of their 4 points why they started the military operation. The first one is, remember, try to make sure that they get the eastern part of Ukraine under their influence and becoming Russia. Well, they did it, but it's not fully in, so that's not achieved as of now. And the other one is they try to keep NATO out, remember, and demilitarize Ukraine. It doesn't seem that's gonna happen. Why? Because they don't have the power to do what? How can they change that? And with this, the new development that this article talks about, definitely Russia will not be able to do that. Definitely. So we have this article from Ukrinform, and it's from today, the 19th of November 2022. And this is the title. Ukraine, its allies, work to develop joint declaration on air shield. This comes from one of the 4 little pigs, the kosher ones, Yermak. And Ukraine and its allies are working to develop the joint declaration on air shield. What do you think that's going to imply or entail? Let's see. The relevant statement was made by the head of the office of the President of Ukraine, Andriy Yermak, during his speech at Halifax International Security Forum on Ukrinform correspondent reports, referring to the office of the President of Ukraine. And I'm quoting, effective protection of our sky is an important security guarantee component. That's why Ukraine, together with its closest allies, started to develop the development of the joint declaration on Ukrainian air shield, Yermak told. So in his words, Ukraine and its allies are planning to build a complex, multi-level anti-aircraft and anti-missile defense system. Do you remember how angry and how much Russia protested when United States / NATO said that they will bring some missile defense systems, will deploy in Poland and Romania? Do you remember how angry the Russians were? For good reason, I would say. And NATO said, like you speak with a child, it's not against you, it's against Iran, in case Iran decides to hit Europe. All right, then why didn't you put it in Bulgaria? Why didn't you put it in Turkey? Why didn't you put it, I don't know, in Italy, in the Mediterranean area? In Israel you have a lot. Oh, it doesn't go that way, it's a little bit sideways. That's okay, put it in Turkey. Why not? You put it in Romania. Okay, so now these guys are doing exactly that 50 times. So the Russians, they were upset with 1 or 2 missile systems in Romania and Poland, as I said, for good reasons. Now they're going to have a super duper situation in Ukraine, multi-layer, right? As I want to say, multi-level anti-aircraft and anti-missile system. Done. So how are you going to demilitarize that? Are you going to blow it up? Okay, well, good luck. I hope you produce a lot of rockets and missiles for that. So, and I'm quoting, it will contribute to the entire European air security. Exactly. And this is in your face, Yermak said. According to Yermak, Ukraine desperately needs an effective missile defense systems very quick before the onset of winter. So that's going to be happening very soon. Now what the Russians can do? Somehow win, and I don't know exactly what win means, the war. Because what are they going to do? These guys are going to develop that system ready, right? How are you going to prevent it from happening. These are defense systems for rockets. You're gonna, when you shoot a rocket to hit them, they're gonna shoot it in the air, supposedly 100% they will have accuracy. So you could not hit anything beyond that. They're gonna put it on the border, right? And they will make sure that everything you launch is gonna be hit. Pam, pam, zzz, pam, zzz, pam. Okay? So that means you're done. So you're never gonna win unless you go with your, I don't know, 10 million soldiers and you move on foot and you go and take over this system. But how far do you go? If these guys have multi-level, different, level, the first one that comes high, the second one, and I'm assuming that one is the front one, the second, the third layer, palm escape that one, the second one, the third. That's how they're gonna do it. Then what are you gonna do? Unless you go, and how deep are you gonna go with the, let's say, 10 million foot soldiers? Because as I said, your rockets and your missiles will be annihilated by this system, right? Right, because the Americans and the French and the Brits and everybody else will provide the best systems that have 100% accuracy and so on. And then you have to conquer it. Okay, let's give you that you're gonna conquer it. Okay, how far are you gonna go in? All right, let's say these things are by Kiev. Are you going to go by Kiev? Let's say you can go by. You're going to go to Kiev. And then what? Then what? Let's say the Ukrainian army pushes back towards Poland. And it still fights. And they still bring over there the rockets and the systems. What are they going to do? Are you going to continue until you take over entire Ukraine, until you reach Poland? Is that what you're going to do? Can you imagine that happening? I can imagine happening, but can you imagine of the destruction and the human lives that would be lost on both sides? So how are you going to get rid of those guys? How are you going to win? How are you going to demilitarize the country? By hitting everything the other guys have? Those guys will the weapons will be produced by the Westerns. We already know that. Ukraine lost many times over with their armament so far. They're done. They are on the life support from the West, mostly. Without that, these guys don't have anything to fight. I would say they're almost done, if not already. So when those guys are going to decide that we're done, then maybe you're going to start negotiating. Until then, these guys, they just said they will create this system. So that means they're not done. How are you going to demilitarize the country? Especially if they're going to have this system that you can't demilitarize it like that. You have to demilitarize it like this. Are you going to do that? As I said, and again, how far are you willing to go? To the border with Poland? And I don't know, Hungary and Slovakia and whoever is over there? Is that? And then what? You have tons of Ukrainians behind you. What are you going to do with those? Send them to gulags? They will hate you. This is such a mess created, and well, no negotiation before. This is what we got. No implementation of Minsk agreements because those people didn't want to help these guys negotiate, even though they signed with the guarantors Germany and France, not with the United States. Why? For obvious reasons. They didn't want that. They wanted this, I think. Otherwise, what? They are the main sponsors with Great Britain, who are not the signatories of the Minsk Agreement, as far as I remember. So, yeah, they're building that. So instead of having the rockets in defense systems in Poland and Romania, now you will have them in Ukraine. And you're not going to have 2, 3, you're going to have supposedly the whole system. So NATO is in there right now. Is in there and going to be militarized. It's going to have those rockets closer to exactly what you said you don't want. Now you're going to have them closer from the borders of Romania and Poland. Oops, at your borders. Exactly what you didn't want. Exactly what NATO said, that they will not move 1 inch further eastward. Told that idiot Gorbachev. And now Ukrainians and Russians die. freedom, right? Tear down the wall, Mr. Gorbachev, all that bullshit. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.